Garage. Yeah, their fucking bias is all hell, just like anyone else. But you know what? I've heard about 5 minutes, I guess, of it. Maybe a little more than that. I kind of like their show, even though they said things that were, well, pointedly biased about me. It's also something that obviously they did point out that right there made me a target. Now, here's the thing about True Crime Garage. See, as far as I've gotten into it, and if I listen to the whole thing, it may change. I mean, right now I'm listening to True Crime Garage about Natalie Bollinger instead of killing myself because I have no life, I have no friends, I have no family, I have. It hurts to know that no one loves you. People expect you to just forgive them every time that they hurt you. And eventually you have to let them go. See, let me tell you where I learned my lesson, and it wasn't with Natalie Bollinger. I had to learn my lesson with my mom. When I was a little kid, my mom couldn't stay off the cocaine, and neither could my dad, so I was in the system. Fuck it. And my mom, she couldn't let go of the cocaine and couldn't let go of her kids, so we stayed in the temporary foster care system. 2 weeks of foster home. You don't get to you don't get to have your own safe place. You don't get to well you get to the good foster homes. Let me tell you, I always rail against the foster care system. I do. But the good foster homes, my God, they were so good to me. But the problem is, it was the temporary foster care system because my mom didn't want to give up cocaine and she didn't want to give up custody of the kids. How is she going to pay for cocaine without custody, you know? That's not how I saw it, though. I loved my mom and I missed her. And they kept telling me I'd get to see my mom this weekend, this weekend, this weekend, every weekend. And she'd never show up. And got to make sure that I use my appropriate voice. I have to pretend that I'm not scared right now. Who's Faba, right? What True Crime Garage neglected to mention is that Natalie Bollinger and her sister intentionally misled the situation, that the police intentionally misled the situation. That because people wanted to pretend that I was fucking crazy, I couldn't get the body cameras. You know what it took? You know what it took to stop the officer who did the most to hurt me in Boulder Hospital, Waylon Lolatai? You know what it took for them to stop him? Even with a previous history of doing that, do you know what it took to stop him? Now, True Crime Garage, they're telling the facts as well as they're able to. Like I told you, I do recommend listening to them. The stuff that they're wrong about, they're not that wrong about. They're pretty close. The stuff that that they're really fucking up with, you know what? It's worth it for them to fuck up like that with the accuracy that they've had so far. I feel it's a lot closer to non-biased just so far, and I haven't seen the first episode. The first one, I think that might have been one of the ones I could only listen to about 30 seconds worth, and it was all fucking bullshit, but I'm not sure. See, I do sometimes try to get on and click a bunch of evidence in these true crime things, or I send them my email address, doggedroman@gmail.com. D is in dog, O is in oh my god, G is in golf. Well, that's Volkswagen. All right, we're not going to go through all of it. doggedroman@gmail.com. Sorry for going off topic. I'm sorry for trying not to fucking have a complete and total mental breakdown there for a second, and you're welcome for bringing myself back to reality, right? That's what you want to call it. But I'm not allowed to have emotions. I have to pretend everything is fine and dandy when I tell you about traumatic experiences that I have to relive. Now, for once, and this doesn't mean that after listening to the whole thing that I'll still have this belief. But so far, I'm quite impressed with what they've done. If they got to cook me up as a little bit of a meatball or a nut job to get Natalie's story out there and get the laws changed, here's the thing. Natalie and I were both abused in exactly the same way. We were played. We were manipulated. Our predators manipulated us emotionally with love. They'll take that love away if you don't do what they want. It's not love. I didn't take my love away from any of those people. I took my person away from them. When Natalie wanted to play victim, I got as far the fuck away from her as I could. With Leslie Snell, yeah, I gotta get fucking as far away from those pieces of shit as I fucking can. When people start playing victim, I get the fuck away from them as fast as I can. That's all I can do. I don't have any actual loved ones. Everybody's always too busy when I'm being abused. Everyone. They're always too busy. When it comes time to actually turn it in with me, you know what? Mandy Singer has every right to not have kept her word. The things that happened there at her place were true. The things that she was busy with were true. The things that she was afraid of, she had every right to be afraid of from experience. So yeah, I'm very, very much not happy with Mandy Singer. Not because she's a bad person, because she's absolutely not. It's because she didn't understand the power of her own voice. If she asked me to go to Nebraska because her family was unsafe and she needed to play Operation Human Shield with my body, yeah, I'd go. There's a lady here, that old lady who was yelling at me. She doesn't understand what I've been through or how people treat me. And I want Mr. Farnsworth to be able to be safe, actually be safe. And I believe that she's doing that. See, that's the thing that these shows don't talk about. Natalie, people want to play like I was her predator. But no, she was mine. I don't know how I feel about it necessarily. I mean, people like Pierre say that she was evil. The Natalie that I knew in person was genuine. I don't believe she would have intentionally hurt me. One thing that the detective said, and also that these guys in this time garage said, is that the timeline is important. Then again, everybody goes out of their way to fuck up the timeline. They have to fuck up the timeline and ignore all of the evidence to understand that all I needed was a friend or a family member to make sure that this was done in an adult fashion. See, that's the thing you guys don't understand. I started trying to get help because I was being fucking abused by Natalie Bollinger and her fucking druggy friends. Making multiple fake accounts to fucking harass me at all hours of the fucking day and night. Fucking calling me up and telling me they're gonna kill my friends and family. You think that's fun for me? I had to deal with that shit for a whole fucking year before Natalie was fucking killed. Now here's the thing about this true crime garage. I'm gonna try listening to the rest of it. It ain't no sword and scale, thank goodness. Sword and Scale was about, well, it wasn't about Natalie Bollinger's death. It was about spinning a fucking yarn that nearly every one of these goddamn things wants to sell after that. Do you stop to look at the resources I actually have to work with? Are you stopping to imagine, after looking at all of the fucking suggestions that all of these people make through all of this, have you stopped to look at if any of these were even close to possible options? Do you stop to look at the information that I had? Do you try to look at it from my point of fucking view? No, I don't matter, do I? From my point of view, having people literally threaten to kill me before Natalie is fucking dead. Literally threatening to kill me, going all the way back to October of 2016. My friends didn't care. See, that's the thing about all these dumbasses. They want to talk about how broke they are. They can't do this because they're broke. They can't do that because they're broke. Bitch, you've got a motherfucking telephone. I've got a motherfucking telephone. And if it hadn't been for you guys being fucking skeezy ass cheese dick pussy motherfuckers, I'm gonna tell you something. I wouldn't have had to post our conversations on Facebook and YouTube. I wouldn't have had to record you fucking cowards if you'd have come forward from the start. See, that thing, this ain't about Natalie. This is about the term mentally ill. This is about sexism. This is about bias. This is about listening to junkies but not their victims. This is about police brutality. How many of the police officers that I tried to turn in and I was ignored, how many of these officers are now in prison? You fucking idiots.